Alright, so this is going to be another movie review. This one's called Bloodbath, 1966. I'm giving it 4 to 5 stars. It's going to be one of those so bad that it's good type movies. This is going to be another Roger Corman mishmash. In 1963, while he was on vacation in Europe, he made a $20,000 deal to distribute an as yet unproduced Yugoslavian espionage thriller titled Operation Titan. He wanted Francis Ford Coppola to Americanize it. And he provided William Campbell and Patrick Magee for the lead roles. Francis Ford Coppola was then fresh out of film school. He had done Battle Beyond the Sun with Corman previously. And he was supposed to be the production's script supervisor. Corman then saw it as unreleasable, although he did re-edit and release it to television under the title Portrait in Terror. Meanwhile, in 1964, he asked director Jack Hill to recycle some of the film. So they turned it into a horror film called Bloodbath. Or not yet Bloodbath, because Corman still wasn't satisfied with Jack Hill's version of it. So he hired another director named Stephanie Rothman, who turned it into a vampire flick. So it's very confusing. Michael Weldon, in his Psychotronic Encyclopedia film, which I do not have, I have his Psychotronic video guide, called it a confusing but interesting horror film with an even more confusing history. So hopefully I didn't. Hopefully I explained it right, but this was a double feature with Queen of Blood, which I thought was the better of the two. This was just a mess. That's a good thing, I guess. Looking at the AIP movie poster, it says the shrieking of mutilated victims caged in a black pit of horror. Shock by shock, you will feel the chilling terror. Pretty cool movie poster. There are so many movies that this ripped off. It's like Mystery of the Wax Museum, A Bucket of Blood. It's got to be like a dozen movies that this borrowed from. It's not one of Jack Hill's better movies, let's just say. So there's this town with all these beatniks, including Sid Haig and Jonathan Haze. They like to do surreal paintings, kind of throw paint at the canvas and see what happens. William Campbell plays an artist who does red nudes. I guess they're slashed up nudes with knives and stuff. They don't have any areolas. And he's called Swordy. And he's got some kind of legend behind him where he was, I guess, he did something bad, and then he got punished or something like that. But basically, his deal is, what happened was William Campbell ticked Roger Corman off. He kept asking for more money to be in the lead role. And then when it got when the directors changed and turned it into a vampire movie, William Campbell refused to play the vampire part, so they hired some unnamed guy to be the vampire. And you're supposed to believe that William Campbell magically transforms into a different actor when he becomes a vampire. That's the whole premise of the movie. It's kind of ridiculous, but nonetheless, after he turns into a vampire and kills his victim, he dips them in hot wax to become his wax figures. Pretty crazy stuff. But he's got a girlfriend on the beach. She's in her bikini all the time, running around the beach. She gets all excited, and then she ends up going to his castle lair where he does all his sick, deranged paintings with the rats and the church bell. And so she goes up there, and then the beatniks crowd, Jonathan Haze, Haig, and company, they chase after the vampire dude. Pretty decent ending. A lot of weird, surreal kind of scenes. For some reason, it reminded me of Meshes in the Afternoon, maybe because it was in black and white, and it was all dream sequence kind of thing going on with Jack Kill. Anyways, did I tell you about? It got released. The original Operation Titian got released under the title Portrait in Terror for television. And I don't know if I've seen Portrait in Terror. I don't think I have. What else? I guess Roger Corman was upset that the Yugoslavian footage didn't match the footage they shot in Venice, California. Portrait in Terror. Oh, see that in must be some bad information. I'm not even finding Portrait in Terror anywhere. know if that's bogus, but it's supposed to come from a book. I've never heard of Portrait in Terror, honestly. There's supposed to be a fifth version of this film titled Track of the Vampire. Let me see what Track of the Vampire is about. There's a pretty good description on here. Let me see what I can find. Of course, it's taking forever to load the page here. Okay. The television version of this film is called Track of the Vampire. It restores approximately 11 minutes of footage, mostly outtakes, to the 69-minute theatrical release version. I guess because Roger Corman thought that the movie wasn't long enough for television. It's only an hour and 2 minutes, 62 minutes. The added footage includes an extended foot chase early in the film between the vampire killer, one of his female victims, culminating in her death in the surf. Another addition is an impromptu and lengthy dance by the leading lady, Laurie Sanders, here billed as Linda Sanders, performed on the beach. I guess that's Sordy's girlfriend on the beach. Then there's a third added sequence. There's a dialogue scene between the actors William Campbell, Patrick Magee, and an exotic dancer in a seaside nightclub, which was lifted from Portrait of Terror in its English dub version. And the background footage was used for Portrait of Terror was used for the background footage in Bloodbath. Very confusing. And 5 versions of this? Really? I don't know what Roger Corman was thinking with all this mishmash stuff of Soviet and Yugoslavian films that he was having trouble completing in 1966. I mean, this is not the first so the flashbacks to the character's ancestor was actually a witch. Yeah, it's like surreal horror, unintentional surrealism. I don't know how else to describe it. The witch scenes are the best, obviously. The flashback scenes where he's channeling his ancestry. Pretty crazy stuff, man. That's what reminded me of Meshes in the Afternoon. And then I started watching the Godfish Merciless video with Meshes in the Afternoon playing in the background. I love to watch that whenever I see surreal stuff. I don't know why, but anyways, my next film that I'm going to watch is The Ghost in the Invisible Bikini, another beach party movie. I'm not looking forward to it. It's got Boris Karloff in it. 1966. So keep chugging through these for you later.